Chris here. Let's dive into this. Just hang out for a minute and see who's hanging around today. So glad you're all here. This is an interesting week, right? All right, let me know if the audio and the video and all of this are coming in strong. I want to make sure we don't have any issues today. So tell me a little bit about it. I'd love to hear questions, comments. We're going to dive into mindset. We're going to dive into some offer creation and kind of how to pivot that offer today. I think that's a super critical thing. Maybe a little bit into sales, but super important. I want to make sure I get to your questions and comments. So if you have questions and comments as we go through this, please drop them in there. Let me know what's going on because I want to dive in and answer questions specifically. Any day we're doing this, just making sure we answer the question. If you're getting stuck, if you're having people cancel, if you're trying to close a deal with a client, if you're trying to move things forward and people are nervous, I want to make sure we actually address that stuff because that's super important. It's real right now. That's the stuff that's actually really, really usable information today. So I want to make sure we actually get that stuff done the right way. Let me close this one thing out real quick. I'm going to grab a whiteboard and see if we can get this thing rocking. Actually, I'm going to close the other Facebook window. It's so slow. Okay, so first up, let's talk mindset because this is a really, really, really important thing to go through right now. Mindset is so important. So what is that Mike Tyson quote? I forget. It's something like everybody has a plan until they get hit, something like that. Great quote. Yes, we all have our plans. Everything's rocking. Last week, everything was amazing and super cool. And then all of a sudden, boom, everything comes to a screeching halt. Or everything opens up and there's tons of opportunity, or everything's kind of up in the air. You don't know what to do. Now, it depends on where you are in your market and what market you're in and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, having a plan and having something you can move forward on is really, really important. Hope actually helps contradict fear. If fear is what you're experiencing, that's real. I am not minimizing that in any way at all. But hope is so important, and not false hope, not hope that's just, well, tomorrow's going to be a better day. But no, hope stuck on something real. Like, what are you going to do? Let's think through in the offer conversation in a second. We got to think through, what are we actually going to do? How can we really take advantage of a situation? Not in a bad way, taking advantage of people, but take advantage of this time where we can serve. You can turn this time into an opportunity for service. And ultimately, as any business owner, as any entrepreneur, we are service people. What we do is serve, and we have to find a way to reach our people, reach our markets, and serve them. We get paid for serving our clients. That's what we do. It's just that their needs and expectations and experiences are a little bit different right now. So take a deep breath, like right now, just breathe in, hold it, breathe out for a second. Do that a few times. It's good. I can just feel it right there. I just went for a walk with Blue in the park and I can feel just more peace when just breathe. It just resets those neurons, get things working right. Take a breath. Think about where you are. Think about what you're doing in your world right now. What are you concerned about? I'm not trying to make you dwell on your fears, but if you list those things down, honestly, your clients are probably concerned about the same things. But as creatives and as entrepreneurs, it's easy for us to often see someone else's issues and find a solution for those issues. Sometimes we can't see our own faults or our own blind spots in our own businesses or personalities because we're too close to them, but you can see it in somebody else's, right? So it's super important to make sure that as we're approaching our market, that we're looking for what's going on in their heads and their hearts, and we're actually helping them through that process. Okay. So whatever your market is, think that through and think through how can you serve them. So let's kind of focus on that offer thing for a second. Let me grab the whiteboard here. I'm trying to check comments here too. So if you're leaving a comment, I want to make sure we're actually getting this done. Toss me a little thumbs up or something if you're watching and can hear this and the video's coming through good. I know with tons of people home in our neighborhoods right now, sometimes the internet gets a little sketchy. So I want to make sure that we're actually rocking here. So just drop me a thumbs up. All good, something like that. Let me jump in here and grab a marker and actually jot some stuff down there. Whoops, sorry about that loud noise. So there's a set of needs and wants. Let's see if I can get myself out of the screen because that's not very helpful. There's a set of needs. Let's see if I can make this even bigger, huh? There's the need, all right? The market's needs, all right? I'm sure you've heard these conversations so many times, but let's make this really relevant to actually what's going on right now. So this need is so important, and you need to think through and list the needs that your market is experiencing right now. Now, really, they may say, well, we're experiencing a need for leads, or we're experiencing a need for more business, or clients to keep their contracts, or if you're in the fitness space, people to actually stick around their fitness facilities, or if you're marketing for restaurants, they actually need customers to come in the door. Yes, 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 they need that. The real thing they're feeling, though, is not the need for more customers or more closes. The real thing they're feeling is the fear and the desperation of what happens if this thing sticks around for 30 days, 60 days, whatever. That's real. It's okay. Admit that and talk to your clients about that. But talk to them about how they can actually, so let's just talk needs. I'll get there in a second. So here's the needs, right? You just list them out, all right? Whatever those are, jot those needs down and think through the underlying needs. So if it's the fear and the emotion or the struggle or the insecurity, whatever it is, jot those things down too, because that's the way your message needs to be crafted right now. You need to be talking about the real stuff, the stuff that's really going on in their heads, right? Okay. And then we're going to kind of make a little dotted line here, and we're going to talk about your skill. Okay. So there's your skill. Okay. Skill is super duper important. All right. The thing that you can do, actually, I'm going to open up one more tab here on my computer. So hang tight if it gets a little glitchy. Sorry. It does slow down when I do that, right? The skill that you can do, the thing that's going on inside your world, what it is that you have capacity to achieve, that's a really, really important thing. Okay. That skill set you've got may be traditionally something like web design. You may be a web designer. You may be an ad person. You may be a copywriter. Whatever it is you are, awesome. But you got to think through, how do you present that skill that's actually connected to their current need? Their need is what it's all about right now. All right. So their need is not just for customers. Yes, you got to solve that problem, but their need is to alleviate the fear, the pain, the concern, the anxiety. That's a big deal. Your skill over here has a chance to bring them more customers. If you run ads for your people, awesome. But if they don't want to pay you for ads and they're worried about the customers, I get that. All right. That's real life right now. But what are things you can do? What else can you do in their world that will help them connect to their people, that'll help them actually reach their market, that'll stay in the forefront of their market? Maybe the restaurant you're serving is doing some sort of food prep and donations, or things for other local nonprofits in the city. That is the story you should be telling over and over and over right now. Even if you have to cut your fees a little bit, it's important to not lose that client. Stay engaged with them. Be the person who helps them stay engaged, stay emotionally strong, stay out of that fear zone. Be the person who helps them through this time. If you got to cut your fees down a little bit to do your skill and tell the story, maybe you're not running ads for them. Maybe you're just doing organic Facebook posts. Maybe you're doing things that actually engage their community and help bring community members together with 6 feet of space and gloves and masks or whatever to actually serve local nonprofits. There's ways you can tell the stories of the brands that you serve and really be of benefit to them, and charge them a discount or charge them the normal and put them on a payment plan. There's ways you can reach your market to help them. Again, your market and my market are experiencing a lot of fear. I work with a lot of surgeons, high-end specialty surgeons, right? Well, a lot of my surgeons do a lot of elective cases. And that's been a really difficult spot because a lot of hospitals are shutting down everything elective and only dealing with the necessities right now. And so a lot of my surgery groups are struggling, but we're finding ways to really tell the story. We're finding ways, because I do this all the time, we're finding ways to help them communicate and actually do medicine from literally their living room or their dining room and do as much as they can on the screen, finding ways for them to get billable time for the insurance companies with the right kind of digital procedures. We're looking at online support groups for them. We're looking at ways to help engage their market. Now, that is so hyper important. So it's 2 things today to really stay focused on. It's super important. And again, if you got questions about what's really going on specifically for you right now, jot them in a chat for me right down here so I can make sure I address those. If not, I'll keep moving and we'll end this in about 2 or 3 minutes. Make sure, first of all, your mindset is straightened out. Take a minute, step away from the media, step away from social media, step away from the CNN news feed or the Fox News feed or whatever genre you follow. Just take a breather, get back to you. Who are you in a tough situation? Who are you when the chips are down? Who are you when you're uncertain? Who are you when you know you have to get up and keep moving forward? All right. Focus on you being you right now. Yeah, we feel scared and we feel anxious, and there's a lot going on in my head too, but I know this is temporary. I do. I've lived through things that have been, in 2008, we had a recession. In 99, when I started another financial business, we had a big downturn. There's been lots going on. I've had to go through several big, huge issues in different industries we've solved and we worked in, and I want to make sure that we actually get this stuff done. So who do you need to be right now? All right, take a minute, take a breath, focus on that. Grab your whiteboard, grab a piece of paper, and mark that down. Who are you, and how can you be strong? Do you need to take walks every 15 minutes? Do you need to remind yourself of 3 things? Like literally take the next step, do the next thing, don't check the news, okay? All that stuff is just really straightforward. Who do you need to be? What simple actions do you need to take? And then, yes, Robert, I'm a warrior. I love this challenge. Freaking fist bump right there, Robert. It's great talking to you recently. And yes, I love this challenge as well. For me, I love cracking the code for our clients and the people we serve. I love getting in there and figuring out what is it that they can do in their market. There's a spot, right? There's something we can serve them in. Love's not the fight word, but I take this challenge. Love's not the fight word. I get it. Yeah. I love the struggle. Fight, not meaning fight the market, I guess, if I'm reading you right. I love the challenge, the uphill sprint, the sprint with the parachute on your back. That's the fight I'm talking about. I love the fight for me. I freaking love the challenge. So get out there, figure out what's next for you, make a list of 3 things you got to do each day, something like that. Put it on a sticky note, put it on your mirror, put it on a whiteboard, do it. Keep your mindset strong. Then look at your market, figure out what's going on in their space, in their head, around them. Figure out how you can tell their story, how you can keep them in the forefront of their clients and patients or whatever minds. This is going to end. It will wrap up. It will change. Things might look different in a month. They might look different in 60 days. I have no idea how this stuff looks, but restaurants will be restaurants again. And gyms will be gyms again, and medical communities will be medical communities again, and internet marketing will be the same as it was again. It'll go back, but right now we have a unique opportunity to serve and to tell stories and to maximize a space that is filled with a lot of fear and anxiety and actually be a positive light. You can do that for you. You can do that for your clients, and that is an amazingly powerful way to move forward. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one up today. We'll do this every day, Q&A, mindset, offer creation, and the sales process. We'll dive into different aspects of that every day, 5 days a week at 10 o'clock Eastern. If that's tricking up on the time, I'm sorry, 10 o'clock Central. 10 o'clock Central is my time zone. Convert that to your time zone. I'm sure the invitation in Facebook that I posted yesterday will convert that time zone for you, and it'll make it work out. All right. You're all awesome. I love questions. Reach out in the community. Ask them down here. If you're just catching up on this late and you're not watching it live, still ask the questions. I will still answer them. Talk to you guys soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye.